universal, so he one-shots.
All right, through what scaling?
He's like controls and is beyond all time and space. So that's outer versal. So
No,
he one-shots.
that's not what outer versal is, and
What is outer versal?
being beyond the concept of dimensions,
Okay, you
which is in
understand that
turn,
dimensions are bound by time and space, right?
yeah.
That's
So
actually a
he's
low outer versal. Because dimensions are just layers of time and space, right? So, like, let me give you an example. Let's say you have one gigantic big circle, and that's time and space, and a bunch of smaller circles going in and in and in on forever. Those smaller circles will be dimensions, right? Dimensions would just be layers of time and space. So if you transcend like time and space itself, then you would just be beyond dimensions by extension. Just being beyond dimensions would be lower than being beyond time and space.
well, I wouldn't agree that all dimensions are bound by time,
Um,
because dimensions would be bound by actually spatial axis, such as
spatial
let's take
axis.
for
Okay. So
let's
no,
take
it's
for
bound by
example.
the
No, hold on.
concept of
I
space
mean,
and time.
all right. So I'm just gonna continue.
Mm,
So let's take for example our current dimension right now. All right. So we move in 3 axes. All right.
mhm,
Length, width, and height. Then there's
mhm.
if you agree, the fourth dimension, which that is time. Or if we take, for example, the second dimension, which is the one below ours, it's actually not even governed by time. It's just length and width. So it's just right there an implication that not all dimension are actually bound by time.
Okay. I mean, all right.
So do you have like anything else suggesting that he'd be low outer versal?
Yeah, he's beyond the concepts of time and space.
All right. Well, earlier you just said time. So what would suggest space now?
No, I said that he's beyond all time and space.
No, you just said he's beyond all time. So I mean, right now, can you tell me what
Bro.
suggests?
I said all time and
No,
space.
no, no, I'm saying it's fine. But can you now tell me what suggests that he's beyond space?
He said that time and space all belong to me. Like said that.
All right, can obviously if I can you send scans?
Oh yeah. Look in the scans chat, bro.
All right, so he just states time and space both belong to me.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say all time and space. So I mean, we would just assume that it would like it doesn't even say the concept. So we would just assume that would be just on a universal scale
All right. Why would you assume it's a universal scale?
because there's no implication suggesting that he'd be controlling
Well,
higher dimensions.
there's no implication it's a universal scale.
I mean, we'd have to assume the lowest because
Why is
again,
that?
unless you can prove to me
Why is
that there would be like that he would be manipulating more than just the universe,
hold
than
on,
just his universe,
hold on,
then we can say that he would be
hold on.
higher. What else?
Why would you assume the lowest?
All right. Sorry, could you repeat?
Why would you assume the
Turn off my
lowest?
TV. Um, the reason why we would assume, all right, is for the reason that oh oh
Hmm.
all right. Hold on. Well, I'm just gonna state that there's nothing suggesting that there it would be higher.
Yeah, and you understand that I'm asking you. That does not. There's nothing suggesting it'll be lower either. So that argument is an argument from ignorance. You're not really like proving anything. You're just saying there's nothing suggesting this. So we're just gonna assume that, right? So for you to assume there must be something suggesting that assumption based on your own logic. So tell me what is suggesting that assumption? Hello?
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Um, Oh, I lost my train of thought. Times. Hmm. I'm just gonna ask you a question. Is it consistent in the series?
Well,
That
he just got this like amp, and that's the Zeref I'm using. You see how he says like this is the power of the fairy heart. That's like this like amp he got, and that's the power it gave him.
Oh, well, can you tell me what's suggesting that it would be higher?
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that since by your own logic, you would need to suggest or you would need an implication that there's like a higher standard, right? So since there is no implication of this higher standard, then we would assume it's lower, right? But by your own logic, we would need implication to affirm that presupposition or assumption, right? So, what would your implication to affirm it's lower? What is your implication of that? That was basically my question.
That he's just referring to time and space and not all of it.
Well, well,
I mean,
you
there's no
understand.
statements confirming that it would be all of time and space throughout all dimensions and all space throughout every single dimension within the verse.
You understand.
I mean,
That's just
just by that statement, like it would just say, like it would just imply that it would just only be this one because he just says time and space and not all of it. Like for example, he's not say, oh, um,
well. Now you're like
the concept of time and space belong to me.
well, you're kind of assuming that like the characters all dimensions to like alter their speech or whatever to like just to tell Natsu, yeah, I control all dimensions. If so, let me give you an example. If he's controlling time, the concepts of time and space, which if he controls the concepts of time and space, that means he literally controls time and space, right? So if he says time and space belong to me, right?
No. Just because he says time and space, it doesn't mean he's manipulating the very
But
idea.
hold on, but it also doesn't mean that it's only referring to his dimension of time and space. See, by your own logic, you're going off of an implication that is just not there by your own logic.
All right. Well, he's just saying time and space again. There's nothing
Yeah,
there's
he's
nothing.
saying time and space, bro. So why does that?
Yes.
Hold on, but how do you assume that's only his dimension of time and space, not all of it? If there's no
All right. Has he been shown to manipulate other time space continuums? Tell me.
no, because the series ended like 5 chapters after that.
All right. So there's no feat suggesting that he can control more.
No, but there's nothing suggesting he can't. Hold on, listen. Do you know what a pragmatic burden of proof is?
That I have to prove the positive.
Yeah, right. So if you affirm that there's an implication that he is the lower, you would need to justify that implication. But there is no implication, right? So you cannot make that affirmation if it has no justification. And so again, if you cannot justify your affirmation, then the negation will be true in the sake of the debate. So I'm just gonna wait for your response.
Sure. All right. Sure. Why not? What did you say? Low outer reversal.
No, he's high. Well, regular base, like regular outer reversal. Low outer reversal will be beyond.
Yeah, beyond him. All right. Yeah. Sure. No, sure. All right. All right. So then I guess I'll just scale UG to outer reversal, I guess.
Okay.
I just all right. See here. All right. So there's these things called heavenly recorders. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then I want to make sure there's a right scan, so I'll just read it before. So essentially, heavenly recorders, what they are is they're the concept of time and space.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and there's the heavenly recorder eater, which do I have a statement that he's above the sea?
What is this? Is this scan to like say they're the concepts of time and space?
Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
directly
I'll
states it.
just agree with it because like I kind of don't feel like reading it. I'm just gonna say yeah, I'm gonna agree with it.
All right, and then there's the sea, which encompasses every single heavenly recorder, which actually stayed below.
All right. So they're the concept of time and space or whatever. Yeah.
Oh fuck! I don't have this yet. All right. All right. I don't have the scan suggesting that heavenly recorder eater would be outer versal. So I can't scale Yujiri to outer versal. So I guess he just get cut because of AP.
Yeah.
God.
Wait, hold on.
Also, you mind if I upload this to my YouTube channel? Because I haven't posted.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't care really.
Wait.